Brighton College Bangkok inspires academic excellence for children aged 2 to 18 on an iconic purpose-built campus in Krungthep Kreetha, Bangkok. I'm sure that I did not say that correctly. Run in close partnership with Brighton College, which is England's independent school of the decade, they have quickly become one of the leading British curriculum schools in Thailand. Outstanding teachers, all trained in the UK, ensure the highest academic standards and deliver an unmatched education and pastoral care for their pupils. From the pre-nursery class all the way up to IGCSE and A Level, Brighton College Bangkok offers the perfect environment for pupils to discover a passion for learning and to reach the world's best universities. International diversity is deeply ingrained in the school, and around 40% of their pupils have a foreign nationality, which creates a truly unique atmosphere. They invite you to visit their campus to learn more about what makes Brighton such a special place to be. And I am excited to have here on the stage with me, Mr. Nick Gallup. Hello, sir, the head of the school over there at Brighton. How are you today?
I'm really well. That was a great introduction. I'm wondering who wrote it.
I cannot take credit for that. I'm pretty sure that one of your marketing staff did.
Oh, I'm sure they did. Yeah, it was nice to hear. Nice to see you as well.
You too as well. So, as I've said, earlier for the folks over at Patna, why don't you start off by giving us, in your own words, as the head of school, what does it mean to be at Brighton? Like, what's it mean to be there?
Sure. Well, I'm a relative newcomer to Bangkok, to Thailand. I started in post last year, and it's been a real revelation to see how international schools function in general, but in particular to kind of get behind the desk here at Brighton College. It's so similar in so many ways to independent schools that I've worked in the UK. The culture that we have in the classroom, the great relationships between teachers and pupils, the relationship that we have between the school and families, the emphasis on co-curricular and all that you can learn about yourself in so many different activities outside the classroom, through sport, through performing arts and house activities and other things. It's great to have moved from the UK out to a British school 6,000 miles away and kind of see the same values in operation on a day-to-day basis. Of course, there's some things that are rather different, but in general, it's a wonderful place to be. Pupils are very happy here, and that is the most important thing. We want pupils to be happy and successful, and in that order. Driving to success, too hard and too fast can lead to some pupils not thriving in an environment where they otherwise should. So we really focus on that sense of happiness and being kind and supportive to each other, and that brings out the best in them. Fantastic.
On that note, talk to me about, we know that all schools have a policy on bullying, but how does Brighton approach this topic, especially, when you have such a diversity of students there, many of them are in a new country for the first time, or, they're adjusting that culture. There's those in and out groups. What does that look like at Brighton?
Sure. The three words that we use every day that's so embedded in our assemblies, in our tutorial programs, in our pastoral care is curiosity, confidence, and kindness. And that third one is the single most important thing. We as a parent and as an educator, above all, we want our children to be good people, to be kind, to be supportive of one another, and that absolutely pervades everything that we do here. That culture of kindness. Now, we know that children arrive at the school from different places, having had different journeys. But when they arrive here, what we sincerely hope they find is firstly a staff body that is really experienced in managing that transition and in making sure they feel safe and happy in this environment. But secondly, also a pupil body that really understand the importance of kindness. Now, of course, it would be wrong to say there wouldn't be bumps in the road. If a pupil joins us at 2 years old in nursery and leaves at 18, over those 16 years, there will be all sorts of interesting developments and other things happening. And it's wrong to say that there's never ever any issues or whatever between pupils, but how we manage those and how we recognize those and the pervading culture of kindness is absolutely central to everything that we do here. Hello, you've gone. I've just lost your sound.
That's because I forgot to take my microphone off mute. I apologize for that. Novice
Not a
mistake that will happen several times over the next couple of days. But anyway, we have a question coming in that they're asking, if I'm coming to Bangkok on a short-term posting, 2 years, like 2 years rather than like a 4 or a 5 year posting, is your curriculum aligned with standard British curriculum so that it's an easy transition to continue that going forward?
Sure. Well, I can say that as not just as the head of school, but also as a parent. That I've had one child join in year 5 and another join in year 9, and it has been absolutely seamless for them. So they've joined straight into activities, and the classroom experience for them, whether it's literacy or numeracy in year 5, and all the other things, the science, the specialist subjects that goes with that, has been absolutely seamless for them. And you know, our Key Stage 3 curriculum, which is year 7, 8, and 9, ages 11 to 13, looks exactly the same as a very high functioning British school. So in that regard, it wouldn't be a problem at all. And as I say, I can speak from experience there, that if it was a short-term posting, and we do have, of course, we recognise that some people's experience overseas is not forever. And sometimes it can start off as 1 year or 2 years and end up being a lot longer than even they anticipated, because obviously it's such a great place to live here. But nevertheless, you know, reassurance there that yes, you know, from my experience as a parent, it really has been quite seamless in that regard. Not just the education, the classroom experience, but also the values of British education as well.
So in that regard, not in that regard, but you know, kind of taking a left-hand turn there, we have another question that says, how is the school changing in the coming years? You know, we think about, you know, coming into a school 2, 3, 5 years, or maybe some people stay for the entire, you know, the entire curriculum. Mm-hmm. What sort of changes are you anticipating, you know, as someone who's just come in over the near term?
Yeah, a good question. One of the things that's happening here is that the school is growing, and that's part of the sort of planned growth from, you know, year 0 back in 2016, when the very first few pupils arrived, to perhaps 2030 in about 6-7 years time, when it might be considered full. So part of what is happening here is that sense of the provision is growing year on year. So more pupils, more staff. We can plan and deploy those staff accordingly, which means that our provision is expanding year on year, which is great. Our sports teams are growing. The number of pupils, number of staff means that we can put on great shows. Dance show. There's a dance show today, this afternoon, involving I think it's 150 pupils, all doing separate dances over a 2-hour period this afternoon that parents are coming along to. So that the provision is wonderful, but it gets better year on year, which is fantastic. And perhaps particularly our standards in the classroom will stay the same. Really high standards, high expectations, great levels of support that pupils get. But year on year, the other aspects of education will continue to grow, which is wonderful. So that's perhaps the biggest change. You know, more pupils is more sports teams, more performing arts, more clubs, societies, and other things. And one of the big things that we're hosting in a week's time is the Thailand's probably biggest in Southeast Asia, the Model United Nations, where over 500 pupils are coming to the school. Next weekend, the weekend after next, which we're planning for. It's going to be an incredible feat to have pupils from not just Bangkok, a huge number of schools are sending delegations to Thailand, but also overseas as well, from America, Japan, Nepal, Vietnam, Korea, all sending delegations to Bangkok and to our school, which is wonderful. So that sense of ambition, I suppose, is also you know, part of our DNA, aspirations for our pupils and for our school.
Fantastic. Just throw it out there real quick. I didn't hear. How big is the student body right now?
It's almost exactly 565, and that's from 3 to 18, with a larger majority in the prep school. So we've got pupils in every year group, and some of the year groups in the senior school are 40, 50 pupils. So quite large even in the senior school, but it's very much sort of the growth is in the prep school. You know, parents, families are putting their children in as early as possible to ensure they get the most out of it. So next year we anticipate just over 400 pupils in the prep school, which is our junior school, nursery to year 6, and the rest will be in our senior school. So around about 650, 700 pupils next year.
Fantastic. Mr. Nick, you know, as I say to all of our guests, I know I'm going to say this every time, 10 minutes, just like that. It's amazing how quickly it goes by. I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day to talk to us about Brighton. But now we're going to go straight into a video about Brighton to carry this conversation forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Brighton College Bangkok is a vibrant, family-oriented community. We follow the British curriculum, leading to IGCSEs and A Levels. Pupils benefit from world-class innovative teaching, and pastoral care is delivered through a house system. Our 3 USPs are curiosity, confidence and kindness, which weave deeply throughout our curriculum and culture. To demonstrate a desire to learn new things, we model an open and inquisitive attitude to ideas, people and cultures. Curiosity is contagious, so the ability to really hear what pupils have to say can engage students with the skill of active listening. One example of this is with our ongoing video feature, The Curiosity Shop, which gives our younger pupils the opportunity to ask a question on any topic for members of our senior school to answer.
I'm Millie and I'm in year 10.
Our Brighton Sparks and Limitless Potential initiatives embed age-appropriate research mindsets, providing a framework for success. We want our pupils to strive to become the very best version of themselves. By empowering all of our students with opportunities for success, we can build the confidence so they try new things and learn at the edge of their comfort zone. Our Mangrove Teens leader was recognised by COBIS for environmental sustainability, whilst our Alternative to Plastic Bottles was awarded the Runners-Up Prize at the Asia-wide Young Founders Summit. Our pupil-led film festival secured a Fabici Award for Best Film, and our 2022 International Schools Award for Diversity, Equity, Inclusion and Justice outlines our commitment to creating an inclusive community whilst integrating British values. Kindness is about how we all treat each other, not just in school, but in local and wider communities. It involves making a positive difference individually, socially and environmentally. An example of this is our pupils' work with the centuries-old Wang Yai community and how this relationship has been recognised as best practice by ISC research. Little courtesies to meaningful peer support and a cohesive well-being programme are part and parcel of school life here. An exceptional careers pathway permeates from early years onwards, such as our School of Medicine initiative, which prepares and guides students interested in pursuing a career in the medical fields, and the use of the Moresby profile, along with a dedicated counselling team. These are reinforced by links with our sister schools, providing opportunities of access far beyond the reach of most international schools. To us, education is more than attainment alone. It is community building, caring for the most vulnerable, and developing compassionate leaders for the future. Our awards from Pearson Excellence, Oxford AQA, COBIS, Fabicia, alongside national and international governments, communicates what we intrinsically feel. We are part of an institution that is truly exceptional.
All right, fantastic. And I'm happy to also announce that, you know, we said one of the things that we're going to be a part of our summit here are some very special announcements and special packages and special incentives for you to look at. And so right now we have a special incentive from Brighton College, which is an application fee waiver that's worth 5,000 baht, and 2 free visits to join Brighton Start, which is their parent and toddler group. So you can see it here on your screen right now. This is a promotion for just exclusive for everybody who's actually participating in the summit here. And so we're really excited to have this piece with us.